Of course, I remember the first day. The presentation was amazing. I expect what's happened.
Fans and players may have loved these guys, but they were sold to other teams. These teams would be a good fit for these athletes, allowing them to reach their full potential. But the exact reverse was the case for these players. Many are now considered to be in the wrong clubs, and they deeply regret their decision. Hello, and thank you for visiting this channel. In today's video, we'll look at 10 players who moved to the wrong clubs and regret their actions. Sadio Mané. While everyone was wondering if Mohamed Salah would re-sign with Liverpool, their other world-class forward, Sadio Mané, made the surprising decision to move on towards the end of the 2021-2022 season when they were chasing a treble. Mané left Anfield for a bargain of £27 million as he entered the last year of his contract. Though he wasn't a direct replacement for Robert Lewandowski, his arrival at Bayern was met with high hopes because of the influence he was expected to bring. Mané was a pain, a threat, and a thorn in the flesh of defenders worldwide. During his time at Liverpool, Sadio Mané set numerous records and won numerous titles, setting a club record with an incredible 111 goals scored throughout his tenure. He had scored crucial goals that led to victories and awards for his team. However, the actual outcome has not been as expected. After the World Cup, Mané struggled to adjust to Julian Nagelsmann or Thomas Tuchel, and has scored just once for Bayern, who have had unusual difficulty defending their Bundesliga title. After getting into a fight with Leroy Sane, Mané's future in Bavaria may already be mapped out for him. Sky Germany says he is not expected to be on Tuchel's roster for the forthcoming season. Klopp has previously acknowledged the Senegalese star as a dangerous opponent. When asked to describe Sadio Mané, he stated, "You think of Sadio Mané and he is very decisive, controls the ball well, is a threat all the time for the other team, works hard and all that stuff. He's put in a lot of time. He has maintained a very high level of training. That's the only way you'll be able to get in shape again." The once dangerous player is now disappointing for Bayern Munich, the German powerhouse. Alvaro Morata. Alvaro Morata had an uphill struggle at Chelsea. In Madrid, he starred as a promising striker. After playing for Real Madrid, he joined Chelsea and had to fill in the shoes of Diego Costa. While he performed well in his first 7 games of the season, his form was poor, and his time at Chelsea did not go well, unfortunately. His poor performances eventually cost him a spot in Spain's World Cup squad. Morata returned to Atletico Madrid after it appeared that Olivier Giroud had been recruited to take his position. Tiémoué Bakayoko. Tiémoué Bakayoko was a typical story of a fall from grace. Bakayoko joined Chelsea from Monaco for a club record fee of around €40 million, making him the club's second most expensive player ever. He was signed to replace the outgoing Nemanja Matic. For Chelsea, this was brilliant, but the Frenchman had such a terrible debut season with the Blues that he was loaned to AC Milan. But his performance for the Serie A club was so terrible that Milan manager Gennaro Gattuso lamented his lack of skill and advised him to return to the game's basics. He hasn't settled in with a team since. Cristiano Ronaldo. The 5-time Ballon d'Or winner spent 3 years at the Italian Serie A powerhouse Juventus. His toughest dilemma came during his time at Juventus, when he was left out of major award ceremonies and couldn't even make it to the Champions League semi-finals. After dominating the domestic scene with Juventus, Lukaku's Inter Milan stole the show in his final season. According to reports, Juventus's president said that signing Ronaldo was a mistake and not wanted in the squad. The Portuguese superstar and his agency pushed for a transfer to Manchester United. Worse yet, his second stint with Manchester United was a complete and utter failure. Things started well for the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner in his first season back at Old Trafford, but they quickly went downhill. The legend, who scored several goals, reportedly had his sights set on Manchester City, but ended up signing with Manchester United. In all honesty, it was a close one. Ronaldo told Piers Morgan of Manchester City's interest in signing him during the first part of an interview with Talk TV. They spoke about it a lot, and Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola said 2 weeks ago, I guess, that they tried hard to have me, Ronaldo added. Alexis Sanchez. At Arsenal, Alexis Sanchez blew everyone away with his electrifying performances. The team was built around him. He did an amazing job for the club. However, he refused to commit to a new contract. Instead, he demanded to be sent to Manchester United in exchange for Mkhitaryan. On the first day of training, the Chilean admitted that he had already known he had made a mistake by joining Manchester United after 2 seasons of drought. He remarked that all was not as it should have been. The team was not as united as they affirmed. I intended to cancel my contract then, but it was too late. MESUIT OZIL. Ozil's time with Arsenal ended when he was accused of plotting to make a political statement the club found disrespectful. The German assistant king puts in his training. Still, after the social media drama, he never received another chance. After being benched for a whole season by a former teammate and now boss, Arteta, the club opted to pay him off to facilitate his transfer to Fenerbahce once it became evident that he was surplus to requirements. Before moving to Arsenal, he stunned the football world with his displays with Real Madrid. Presumably, he moved to Arsenal due to the high salary opportunities there. Neymar, the highest-paid player purchased, has expressed sorrow over his decision to sign for Paris Saint-Germain instead of staying at Barcelona. While in Barcelona, the Brazilian claimed he wanted no part in playing in Lionel Messi's shadow. However, with Messi no longer on the team, Mbappe has risen to prominence, and the Brazilian has fallen into second place. When Messi joined PSG, Neymar made it clear he was sick of playing second fiddle by giving up his number 10 jersey in a show of respect. Angel Di Maria. After his outstanding performance for Real Madrid in the Champions League final in 2014, Di Maria was signed by United with lofty anticipation. The Argentine international got off to a fast start and scored 3 goals for his new team in 5 games. However, things immediately went downhill as he struggled to adapt to life in Manchester and had a contentious relationship with manager Louis van Gaal. According to Di Maria, "My problem at Manchester was the coach," he said in 2021 to Taisi Sports. "As a manager, Van Gaal was the worst I've ever dealt with. I'd score goals and help the team, but he'd show me where I'd made bad passes the next day. From one day to the next, he would replace me because he hated it when other players were better than him." Philippe Coutinho. The sale of Philippe Coutinho to Barcelona for a reported $140 million was one of Klopp's most brilliant moves. He was a huge success under Klopp at Liverpool, so much so that the manager convinced him to stay. In 2017, Klopp urged Coutinho to stay here and they will build a statue in your honor. If you leave here and join a team like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or Real Madrid, you will be treated like any other player on the squad. Even if he is on the fringes at Aston Villa, Coutinho is still remembered as one of Barcelona's worst acquisitions. Surely he wakes up every day and thinks about how much he regrets leaving Liverpool. Harry Maguire. The £80 million United spent on Maguire aroused eyebrows because he became the most expensive defender in history. His first 2 seasons at Old Trafford were rather consistent, but after England's loss in the Euro 2020 final, his performance dropped, and he has been a frequent target of criticism from fans and commentators ever since. We've reached the conclusion of this video, but don't worry, there are many more to come. Hit the thumbs up button if you found this video entertaining. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you for watching. See you again.